Do you love chicken? You're going to enjoy discovering the world of your Kuku. If whole chicken is your thing, choose from 4 sizes: spring, grilla, standard or muchomo. If you have a favorite piece of chicken, your Kuku portions come in all shapes: Kuku pack, drumsticks, thighs, whole legs, wings, fillet, mince, fillet strips, tenderloins, and gizzards. Or try our chicken samosas and chicken burger patties and discover how chicken makes as good a snack as any. Your Kuku is available in 16 Kuku shops across Uganda: Bukoto, Bugolobi, Wandegea, Chisasi, Nalia, Bulindochira, Old Kampala, Seguku, Entebbe, Mukono, Jinja, Mbale, Mbarara, Kabale, and Hoima. You can also order a Kuku delivery straight to your home using the Safe Border or Jamia mobile apps. Your Kuku, absolutely chicken.
Today on the show we have a special guest, the very crazy and very interesting Denzel. Welcome to the show.
Hey!
Hey. I told you guys, this guy is crazy. Introduce yourself out there to the people.
Yeah, Denzel Kuku, I guess, today. Nice to meet you. I am here to put forward one of my special recipes.
Okay.
As you know, I'm a single guy. Every weekend, if I'm lucky, I have somebody.
So during the week, you're not single?
No, during the week, I have somebody at home, but over the weekend, she goes away and she gets a replacement. So usually I get back home, you know, with somebody maybe prettier than you, and you get back home late at night, the restaurants are closed, and you're hungry. You need to fix up something real good. So that's what I'm going to fix up today. It's real fast, it's real good, it's tasty, and I'm going to call it the Hangover Kuku.
Nice.
Yeah,
so has any of these girls tested this? What did they say about the recipe before I test it?
Well, they didn't want to leave my place.
So what did you have to do? Because you said during the week there's this girl who comes home.
Oh, well, during the week it's a different lifestyle. You know, I have somebody looking after me, but over the weekend I pretty much look after myself. Yeah.
Okay. So what's this special recipe?
Well, the special recipe is something I learned whilst in Nigeria. It has quite a lot of chili. I'm a chili guy. I love hot and spicy food.
Yeah.
But it's real fast. It's really easy to put up. It's a little crunchy because you got some breadcrumbs in there, and it's just pretty much very easy to actually prepare.
Nice. So we're actually going to be using the chicken fillet from your Kuku. So should we go right into the whole recipe?
Yeah, sure. So mine's pretty easy. You have to first drench the chicken in the spices. Yo Kuku is my favorite chicken to pick up. Usually over the weekend. I shop once a week, pretty much on Saturday about 10, 11 a.m.
Okay.
And sometimes I go for the fillet, sometimes I go for the one with the bone. What do you call that?
Which one?
The chicken with the bone. We'll call it the chicken with the bone. So sometimes it's that, sometimes it's the fillet. But I like the fillet because I find it a lot easier to cook.
Yeah.
And you kind of get more meat.
True. Yeah. I love the Yo Kuku pack because I love cooking for so many people. I don't usually cook for myself. So yeah. So let's go right into this.
All right, cool. So what I usually do is I just make sure that we have a sort of spice jacuzzi.
Okay.
So I put in a couple of spices.
Yeah.
And then I mix everything up so that we make sure the chicken can go swimming inside of the spices. So we're going to start off with some mixed spices, which is like a staple. You need to have some mixed spices there.
Yeah.
Chicken masala. Chicken masala, equal portions for everything. So we'll have about 2 tablespoons each. Depending on how much chicken you're cooking. I'm presuming I've come home with 2 pretty ladies, so gotta feed them right. Gentlemen.
That's crazy. But it's very interesting in your whole crazy schedule and mind. You have time to cook. How do you manage to even do that? How did you learn how to cook?
I'm a Google guy. I tend to Google a lot of things. I Google how to swim. I Google how to cook. I Google how to everything. So I got to this point. To be honest, I started cooking because I was broke. Again, this was abroad. Because when you're abroad, the food is very expensive.
Where were you?
No, just generally when you travel. Yeah. The food can be very expensive. So the best thing you can do for yourself is to cook. So you learn, one of the things you learn from traveling abroad is that you need to learn how to cook. learn how to cut your own hair. I don't know if you can do that.
No, I can't, honestly.
Yeah.
That means I have to work hard to afford my lifestyle. So for that, I definitely can't. But I think it's a thing that most guys who learn how to cook, like, that's the reason they give.
Yeah. It's very much a lifestyle thing. Plus, it's also, sorry, I'm supposed to mix that up first. So I mix that up a little bit. And it's kind of a coming of age thing. As a younger guy, you take pride in being able to order the right meal. But as you grow older, it's not about ordering the right meal, but about making the right
meal. Yes, yeah.
So as you become more of a gentleman, you decide, all right, cool. I want to do more than just picking up the phone and being able to order some chicken.
Yeah.
I want to make some chicken myself.
You think so? I feel like men are lazy, even when, well, I
Maybe.
don't know. Yeah, and some guys, what do you think about the ideology that men have that men shouldn't be in the kitchen? Personally, I tweeted it sometime. I feel like men are not even allowed in my kitchen.
I think they should be there. It's probably a 70-30 game, where 30% of the time he can come through and do a little something. Yeah. But to be honest, 70% of the time, the lady can run it. Like, we leave the place disorganized and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, so she can come in and do her thing, but
do you think,
once in a while.
Do you think you'd ever get married to someone who can't cook? At all?
I actually fight with people who come to my place and they want to cook for me because I'm very particular about how I want my food to taste. And so usually what I do is I either run away from the kitchen completely, like I'll go down and probably wash the car or something, because if I stay in a house, in the actual house, and I see them cooking, I'll be like, oh, too many onions.
Too many,
yeah.
So
I
particular,
run out of the house. Yeah, I just run out of the house and I come back when the food is ready. But it doesn't happen all the time. Most of the times when somebody comes home, like I said, there's not a constant female. Yeah. I like to cook for the males or females that might come home. Yeah.
With what I've seen you doing, like soaking the chicken fillet into the spices, I feel like you're a spice guy. Like, you love spices. You love to, you know. Yeah,
I love my spices. I don't know where I picked up the taste for spices.
Yeah.
I've never been
Maybe
to
because
India.
you travel. You have never, but you've been to Nigeria, and you know those guys just really, with the spices, they go like extra.
They do go in hard. The Nigerians are a little crazy with their spices, but I still don't go on a Nigerian level. Even them, when I went there and I was like, okay, you guys do spices? I'm like, give me spices. And they gave me spices. My nose was running. And I'm like,
and you had like 5 bottles of water.
Their spices is A-level. I do like primary school spices. Which is, in Uganda, we don't do too many spices. And most people find my food a little spicy, but I like it that way.
I think because people here don't do a lot of spices because they don't want to buy spices.
That's true. It's actually
they're
expensive.
Very, you know, they do so much saving on all this food costs. You find someone living home like 20K, only 20,000 per day or per 3 days, and someone has to buy the food, they have to buy the spices, the tomatoes. So I think that's the only option they have. Anyway, so what are we doing next?
All right, cool. So everything's good now. I have my tomatoes cut up here. Yeah. And what I'm going to do is I usually have some tomatoes cut up into the cubes. Yeah. But then I never, you know, for some people they buy tomato paste, like the puree. Yeah, which is...
you don't like it?
It's not fresh. Yeah. We live in Uganda, we have great fruits, and I don't see why a person wouldn't have an actual tomato cut up. Sorry,
maybe because they're lazy.
Not lazy, because I mean you can pick it up at the supermarket, so it's a lot easier to pick it up at the supermarket. But nothing ever beats having fresh food. Yeah, true. And if you can make a puree from something fresh, that's great. And
so do you go to like tell me about your whole shopping experience, you know, with the vegetables? Do you go like to Nakasero or Bugolobi market yourself?
Oh,
or you send someone something?
No. I pretty much picked them up myself. I've learned...
I feel like you're going to be single for quite some long time, hey?
Just because I'm
independent? You already know how to handle everything yourself. Why do you need a woman?
Yeah. But what I do is I don't actually go to the markets for that. I tend to go to roadside sellers because I have this thing about pushing money back into the economy. So I find that the more I shop from, you know, the lady who's selling 3-4 tomatoes. Yeah. It's better. You're supporting anyway. Yeah, I'm supporting them. Yeah. Plus, when I drive past, I'm like an MP. They're like, oh, this. I'm like, and they're like, oh, you're famous. I'm like, yeah, I'm famous. MP, hey? Just because of tomatoes, I'm famous. So
that's a great thing, giving back to community.
Yep. So I have a little bit of the puree, then I get a little bit of
garlic.
of garlic.
You also prefer like fresh garlic?
Yeah, I like it fresh. I like it fresh. I mean, it's interesting. Again, still going back to travel, you never realize these things until you leave Uganda. That actually we have a lot of fresh stuff, and there's no use why you should get all this processed food when you can actually have it nice and fresh. So when I can, I'll pick up something fresh and go on to.
Like honestly, for me, I love cooking, but I hate the cutting process. So that's why I wouldn't mind the tomato paste. I wouldn't mind the garlic powder, because I literally hate cutting. Like I can pay someone just to come and cut stuff for me every single day, and I'll just do the other side.
Yeah,
of
you find everything.
Yeah.
This is for me. Maybe I can teach you. This is for me my therapeutic stage where either somebody has been left in bed or I'm on my own at the house, and I'm just thinking to myself. Usually I have some good music playing, or it's actually really dead quiet at home, and I'm just thinking, you know, maybe I shouldn't have bought her those drinks. Spent too much money.
And she's
So this is the kind of stuff I'm thinking about as I cut my onions. I'm like, man, yesterday night
was crazy.
Yeah.
But then tomorrow you have to pay the next day. You have to make sure you feed her right, or you have to order food from out.
Yeah, but there's something about to my brothers. There's something about you know, the lady waking up and she can smell food in the house. The house is smelling of food. So you know, in the morning, if I'm not doing, if I haven't cooked up something as we came home, I'll probably be fixing up some nice breakfast.
Such a gentleman, Denzel.
I wouldn't call it a gentleman because I'm working for my own. We have the garlic ready, and not too much of it. Old school, so I just haven't.
That's a trick.
A little bit.
That's actually a trick.
Yeah.
Just to ground it, yeah.
Yeah, just pound it just a little bit, and.
And I've actually, you know how I realized you could cook? The first time I watched your cooking videos was on Twitter. I feel like you post more on Twitter than on other platforms. Why?
I find the people on Twitter a little bit more...
sensible?
No.
Yeah, you get it.
They're a different class from those on Instagram. Like Instagram, you just post a picture and it doesn't matter. But the people on Twitter like can actually vocalize and write out stuff. So I find them, they have personality.
Yeah, sure.
So cool. We're good to go here. We've got everything pretty much there. So next up, we're gonna get into the fun part, which is dipping the chicken into the frying pan to make sure that the chicken actually cooks on the inside, because sometimes you especially with the breaded chicken, is that it looks so nice and golden and crispy on the outside, but the inside is so what you have to do is make sure that you what I do is I give it a little bit of crunch to make sure that the oil actually gets in.
You know what I'm learning from your recipe? You have like so many interesting hacks, like for all these different things. Like I could have never thought about doing that.
Yeah.
But that's a trick. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got to get the oil inside so that it actually cooks.
Yeah. Because these fillets, the Kuku fillets, actually very thick.
Yes, they're pretty thick. So you have to ensure that the inside actually gets fried. This is actually my hack I learned from sausages. It works well with sausages. When you're preparing sausages, it's good to give them a nice pierce so that because sausages are pretty thick as well.
Yeah.
So I'll just give it a little bit of an oil bath here.
So I was telling him earlier that what he's doing now with the oil, I do it like before I do all this. So I get the cooking oil, I add all the spices, and then I just soak the whole, you know, the fillet with
interesting. Yeah. This is pretty much the reverse, yeah.
But anyways, one thing about cooking is that different people cook in different ways. Personally, sometimes I can start cooking like one recipe in a different way, and the next time I'll do it the other way. As long as the finished product is perfect, that's what matters.
And that's the fun part. I mean, the fun part is always trying out something different, and it tastes different. Yeah. And every time you're like, oh, you know what? And then you come up with your own style. This should ideally sit for a little bit, but I think it's fine for now. And just make sure that the oil has penetrated it properly. Cool. So yeah, let's get right into it. I usually have my carrots split out in long pieces. I find it looks better that way inside of the stew. So what I do is I just cut them up a little bit. This is a personal thing again, no big deal, but I've never been a fan of what I would call big onions that I can see. So I like to have my onions grated and in small pieces. Another beautiful thing about grating onions is that it happens very fast here. It doesn't really give you the tears. Not too much oil because I already put quite some oil around on the actual chicken. We'll let that heat up. So we start off at number 6, depending on what kind of cooker you have, which is high heat, so that it can heat up the oil real fast. Once that is done, then we turn it down a little bit to possibly about 4. But for now it's in 6, get it real hot. And then we're going to drop in the onions. Those are going to brown up a little bit, after which we're going to put in the actual chicken. And alright, after that we'll add the green pepper, red pepper and the carrots, and a little bit more of the spices. Okay, the way you can tell the oil is ready to be for the chicken, for the onions, is for it to have a little bit of steam coming out. So once you see that, it's usually a sign that there we are, the onions are ready. We are cooking these, frying them until they are slightly browned up. Okay, well, there we are. You can see they're already browned up. So after that, we're going to put in the chicken. So immediately you put it in. Important to turn it over. I think you're getting a lot of brown here. You start to notice that it's getting a little dry at the bottom. Once it gets dry at the bottom, that means it's time for us to add the puree. Okay, so we add the tomato puree. Now add a little bit of green pepper. We're almost rewinding, if you would think, because now we're going back to the beginning where we have the peppers being added. We're going to put that in. Use a little bit of sugar to give it some taste. About 2 spoons should be enough. Usually I would use honey, but the thing is I don't have honey today. I'm gonna go with processed sugar. That gives it a sweet taste, which is great when you have kids around and they want their chicken to be sweet. Almost like a sweet and sour chicken. I always have to make sure that nothing's getting stuck at the bottom, because if it gets stuck at the bottom, then it gets burned. The hangover kuku is ready. As I mentioned, this is great for when I come back home in the evening. Restaurants are closed. I just want to cook something real fast. It takes 20-15 minutes to put together. Don't need too many spices, just a few spices. And if you follow the timeline, somebody has come back from the shower. The house is smelling good. She's got a shampoo on, you know, but in the kitchen it's smelling all spicy.
True.
And she's like, "What's here?" And I'm like, "Great." So I try to give it a little bit of pizzazz.
Yeah.
You know, once you come to places like Speak Apartments, they give you food and they give it a little style. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, we have a little bit of carrot on the side, which is great for your health.
I love the way the carrots look.
And
I don't know if you cut these yourselves. I'm not sure. Did you?
Yeah, I got to shred them. I love shredding stuff. I'm a shredder. I love shredding stuff. And
It should be spicy because I literally can smell the chili like in my nose. What I love about this meal, I know you guys are just watching, but the aroma is like crazy. But also I can literally smell the chili up my nose.
That's right. That's exactly how I like it, because whilst I'm cooking, the only way I can tell the chili is you know, really good, really enough is by smelling. So every time I'm cooking and, you know, mixing up stuff, if it doesn't hit there,
is your girlfriend Nigerian? Because man, I can't test this because me
get ready to sweat. Welcome to Niger.
You need to have like all these. I used to wonder why Nigerians in Nigerian movies always have like lots of water. Lots
of water. You need the water.
I used to wonder about these guys. How come they drink more water than us? Everyone water. But I really love the way the veggies look. I love the fact that you're being creative. That means you've, I don't want to say romantic, but yeah, a little bit of avocado, tomatoes, carrots. You're being very thoughtful. And for me, what I know about cooking is that you have to be thoughtful. And I also love that this meal is fully chicken. And of course, I love your cooked chicken. So this is definitely something I need to try out.
Hush, hush. Let's get into the tasting. Why don't
you do the testing before I die.
I'm going to be the first one. I'll try it. The carrot is ready because my teeth go right through it. I've got some chicken here. Like I mentioned, this is great because you don't need a fork or knife. You're sitting back watching a movie.
What do you love about the portions? What do you think about the chicken fillet portions of your Kuku?
The what?
The portions, the fillet portions.
What I like about the portions is that they're big enough for one person or for two people, depending on how much you put on a plate. But for example, this is okay for two people.
Yeah.
They sit down on the couch. You don't need two separate plates, you know.
And you've actually not even used the whole pack. You just picked out like a few of them.
Just a few of them.
Yeah.
And it builds the relationship when you eat together.
Yeah.
From the same plate. You know what I mean? That's how it is.
You know, I love the fact that you love cooking. Do we look forward to you doing your cooking show maybe for
No. I don't think I have the time for that, or I have.
But you're always filming yourself, like on Twitter. You're always filming yourself, and is it your little cart?
Yeah, I do that to inspire people, to try and inspire fellow guys like me.
Yeah.
To go past that level. Like I mentioned, there's a hierarchy. The first hierarchy is you being able to order the right meal, and then the second hierarchy, which is, you know, you being able to prepare the right meal.
Yeah.
So I only try to inspire a couple of brothers out there like me who are in the game and still coming back on a Friday night with some chicken.
Denzel, you know, it's always amazing having you in my space, but of course, I'm going to die of chili. That's the problem.
Try some.
Guys,
take some. It's nice and sweet.
I swear this reaction needs to be filmed. Okay, I need to test.
No, leave that alone. Try just the chicken on its own, but grab a little bit of the paste.
The paste, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a paste person.
There you go.
Wow.
Sweet?
Very nice.
Sweet enough?
Very sweet.
All right.
I love this. Netflix and chill?
Yeah. Next Friday after the club, you know where to go.
Thank you, Denzel. It was amazing having you on the show.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming.
A pleasure.
How do people follow you on Instagram, Twitter? Just drop your handles for those who haven't followed you yet.
Yeah, that's right. At Denzel UG, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah. Bye-bye. See you next time.
Do you love chicken? You're going to enjoy discovering the world of your Kuku. If whole chicken is your thing, choose from 4 sizes: spring, grilla, standard, or muchomo. If you have a favorite piece of chicken, your Kuku portions come in all shapes: Kuku pack, drumsticks, thighs, whole legs, wings, fillet, mince, fillet strips, tenderloins, and gizzards. Or try our chicken samosas and chicken burger patties and discover how chicken makes as good a snack as any. Your Kuku is available in 16 Kuku shops across Uganda: Bukoto, Bugolobi, Wandegea, Chisasi, Nalia, Bulindochira, Old Kampala, Seguku, Entebbe, Mukono, Jinja, Mbale, Mbarara, Kabale, and Hoima. You can also order a Kuku delivery straight to your home using the Safe Border or Jamia mobile apps. Your Kuku, absolutely chicken.
As usual, on the show, we always bring you the sales and marketing manager of your Kuku because we always want to know if they have any discounts, any promotion. And guess what? The festive season is around the corner, and I want to know, do you guys have any promotions?
Lots. We have a lot of Kuku craze, and starting with the Kuku craze, we already have a promotion that is already running, the Black November promotions. And I encourage all our customers. We are currently selling chicken legs and chicken thighs at 10,000 and 9,500 per kilo, respectively.
Wow!
And currently, I think chicken is the cheapest meat in the market. So if you cannot have bread, then have cake.
Have cake for sure.
Yeah.